everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is about well, it was about 3 degrees this morning, and it's 10 a.m. now, so it's up to about 9 degrees. I don't know, it's pretty darn cold, and I need moisturizer on my eyes. I'm here at the tree service now, and I'm the only one that's been in here. This is the 3rd week since we've gotten snow, and they have not even been in here to use this. Sorry, I got to stay warm, so I'm kind of looking around. It's snowing a little bit too now. So they obviously haven't been in here to dump any loads. It's freaking cold. So I'm just going to do a little bucking on this log and test on my Vevor Cant hook from Shanghaimuxinmuyeyouxiangongsi, however you say that now. I should probably turn so the snow is not going into the lens of the camera. But anyways, that's what we're doing today. I'm going to work on this little piece of maple, that hunk of maple right there. And I'm going to use the Cant hook a little bit now. I forgot my tape measure and my hand is freezing. I forgot the tape measure. I was going to measure that log. It said up to 32 inches, and that's getting pretty darn close. That's about a 30-incher right there. So let's get on it. I'm just going to make a quick video today. It's been tough making the videos with all this snow and ice we've been getting, so I'm going to do a little bucking today. You know, I got the itch to get my trigger finger running a saw a little bit here now, so that's what we're going to do. Let me play with this Cant hook, buck up a couple rounds, and get the heck out of here. Stay tuned. All right, now everybody, I forgot my microphone today. I had to do a firewood delivery, and I don't really record the deliveries. I could make videos out of them, but you don't really want to see me just load wood into a wheelbarrow and then take it somewhere. I can do that, but I already know if I do that, I'll get a bunch of people in the comments going, your system is not very efficient now and all this, and I know, but I'm blessed to have a home and a place to do firewood and a wood yard to work in it, but I have to use the wheelbarrow to get it out of here. So now it is what it is. I'm happy to have something to do, and so, you know, I got to get the wood, I got to drive here, get the wood, load it in the truck, use a wheelbarrow and all that. And I know that'll already be in the comments. This system is not efficient. I'm aware, but I'm blessed to have a system. So let's take a look at this Cant hook, and then I'll get the saw fired up. It's freezing out here. My little saw is going to be getting cold now. Let's just see. I know this darn thing works, but this is the... if you can hear me, sorry, this is the Vevor Cant hook, brand new. Let's see what happens with her here. Oh yeah, it'll roll that whole log. That's a big old chunk of maple right there. So that'll be real nice. I like that a lot. It will roll that. I don't need to roll it yet. So Vevor Cant hook, it does work. It moves some pretty big wood. Now I'm going to start bucking this thing up, and I may start from the other end because I don't know if you can tell, but this cuts from here all the way back down into here at a big angle. So I may start from the other side and buck this piece of crap up here. Now, boys and girls, I'm just going to get to bucking. You're lucky to have any video. It's really cold, and the snow has been really neat. I like to get some snow, but it is getting to the point of being annoying now. It's been 3 weeks, going on 3 weeks, and this stuff has turned to solid ice. That's why I didn't even drive my truck up this hill, because if you follow the channel, when we got this snow, we got 7 inches, but in the middle of it, there was an ice storm, so it's just sheet ice, and it melted down, and now it's just ice laying on the ground, and it is hard slippery ice. So I just kind of pulled my truck in at the beginning of the hill there and left it and walked up, and I'm just gonna get a little bucking done, make a little bit of progress on this wood. Now hopefully my nose isn't running too bad, because I can't even feel my face right now. All right, now this log is full of metal. I think I hit something with my saw already, so I felt it tug on something in there pretty good. Let's just get a little video today done, and I use this Cant hook, do a little bucking, and that's probably going to be about it. I got one other log right down there that's got metal in it as well, and I might buck that up in half today while I got this saw that I think is getting dull. But let's spin this thing over and use this Cant hook now. All right, so here's that piece that had a big weird cut on it. If you can see that, I don't know if you can or not. But that one's got a big, that's the big wedge on it. Now that's something with the Cant hook you can do. You can hook these things on the end of the log and twist them and move them around that way, but let's just roll this thing over. Woo! No problem. All right, Vevor Cant hook. I like it. That's what it's for. There's mud and dirt and leaves all over this wood. Well, all right now, boys and girls, thanks for watching, and hope you like and subscribe to the video. It's entertainment. I'm out here in the single-digit temperatures while y'all are at home enjoying, and I can't feel my nose. So I got about as much done as I'm going to do today. There's some metal in this wood right there. There's a hook, and that's right at about 16 inches. So I don't really want to get into that right now. All right now, everybody, I changed my mind. You never know what's going to happen around here. While I'm out here, I already got a dull saw. It makes no sense to come back with a sharp chain and start working around that metal. So let me go ahead and do this while I'm here. It'll only take a few minutes to get through that, even though my saw is cutting like crap. So let's go ahead and get through this thing and get that done while I'm here. Woo, all right, that was a good decision, boys and girls. Go ahead and get that done. Now, I'm signing off for real now. My saw's cutting like crap. I'll have to come back later in the year when this dries out. I get a new chain on and I can noodle these down. I was able to avoid that hook in this wood. Oh, there it is right there. Got a hook in it. I think it just goes straight in right there. But you can see where it's starting to bleed some black into the tree. And there could be some other stuff in there. It sure felt like I hit something because my saw is cutting like crap and I just sharpened it, but it's a bad chain anyways. It's about gone. So that's it for today, guys. Come back next time and I'll see you then. Okay, now everybody, I just got home with this chain that was not cutting real good out there, and I didn't realize it, but the rakers had gotten quite far away from me. Now, I'm here with my raker gauge, like my 3/8 gauge now, and I just wanted to mention, I was talking about the skip chains and all the different type of half skip and all that. Now, you can use a raker gauge with any type of chain, because what you're measuring is the distance from the cutting point here. That's the top of the cutting tooth to your raker, your depth gauge here. You're measuring from here to here. You're not measuring from the back of this tooth, all the way back to this raker. You're measuring from here to here. So any raker gauge will work to do that now. So if you put this on here, so it's sitting on top of this tooth here, and then your raker comes through the gauge there now, if you can see that. Okay, so while it does rest up here and slide into the back of that tooth and give you a nice resting point, you're really measuring back in here in this area where my finger is, where the top of that cutting tooth is, to the top of your raker gauge, or top of your depth gauge, or raker there. Some people call them depth gauges. So even if you have a skip chain and say this tooth was moved up here, an extra space now, it doesn't matter. You just kind of have to just set this on the chain, and you won't have this little slot to lock in there behind it. You'll just be setting it on there, and you just need to push down on it on top of the cutting tooth that you're working on, because you're measuring this distance. The raker is setting the distance, the amount of wood that slides in here and can cut. So if it's real high, and these were a little high, that's what I was saying. This chain wasn't cutting good. I didn't realize it, but these rakers had gotten away from me now. They were a little high. So if that raker's sticking way up in front of the tooth and it's too high, your cutting tooth can't dig down into the wood. The raker is blocking it. So you got to bring that raker down to where the tooth is cutting, but it keeps it from cutting too much depth. You see what I'm saying now? So this is the thickness. That's about the thickness of a piece of sawdust there, is what that's set for. So you're setting the thickness in between here and here. And so it will work on a skip chain. Like I said, that's just what I wanted to mention. You won't have this tooth out here in front of you. You'll just kind of have to set this on the cutting tooth and use it like that, just setting it on there like so. So anyways, now I'm gonna finish, I got a few more rakers to take down on this chain, and hopefully it comes back alive and is cutting good now, because it wasn't, as soon as I put it down on the wood, it wasn't feeling great, and then I think I hit something and it just really was not cutting good. So I was a little disappointed because I was out there cutting, but I did get some work done. So I hope that helps. Just a little tip there.